It hit me about 5 years ago. I had an interest in being a barber before, but I'd never had the time or the resources to put into it. And then my last job going off, I'd managed to save enough money. And I was doing contract work, and I wanted to get myself into a position where my contract could never end. Like, I couldn't get laid off. I wanted a recession-proof job that I could carry with me wherever I went. And that's when I decided to get into barbering. A good friend of mine growing up in Nova Scotia, he's a barber. And he spurred me on the whole time. And once I met Jeremy, that was just the perfect chemistry. I kind of use the barbershop itself as, I guess, my own personal therapy, as a way to, I don't know, to help deal with my own issues. But in the process, I wind up almost becoming a psychoanalyst in a way, and listening to a lot of people's issues and problems. And so in a way, it kind of drives me a little more crazy sometimes, but that's fine. And it's the clients that really drive the place. And if it wasn't for Jeremy himself, like the owner of the barbershop, none of this would happen. He's instrumental in everything. One day we actually had a gentleman come in who'd never been in the barbershop before. Interesting character. I guess you'd call him a man of the street, you could say. He flew into the barbershop, looked straight at myself, looked straight at Jeremy, said, "How you doing today, boys?" And he walked over to the lollipops, which are way up in the far corner. Like, you'd have to be in the barbershop before to know where these lollipops were. Saunters right across the barbershop, pulls a lollipop, sticks it in his mouth, says, "Have a good one, boys." And he walks right on out the door, gone again. Never came in for a haircut first or last, he just came in for a lollipop. Right? And that was a pretty good one. So actually, I had an interesting story. I had a gentleman in the chair who happened to be a defense attorney. And there was a gentleman on the bench waiting for the next haircut who happened to be one of his clients he represented 3.5 years ago, who just got out of jail. They made eyes and said, "Do you remember me?" He said, "No, not quite." This was to the lawyer. And the guy on the bench said, "You were my lawyer 3.5 years ago when I went to jail." He said, "Oh, that didn't go very well, did it?" And that was the end of it. Like, buddy got up, paid for his haircut, and left. But talk about your awkward social situation. I mean, I almost felt like the parole officer in the middle of it. It's like scissors. I like Jaguars, Kamasoris. A more comfortable Japanese steel for scissors. I'm very particular with my tools. It's taken quite a long time to find, the right combination, things that you like. Different clippers, different trimmers, different scissors, different combs, different things that work. Being left-handed in a right-handed barbering industry, it's kind of like, starting with 2 left feet, but that's fine. Not bad. It's just left-handed scissors are far more expensive than right-handed scissors. And clippers, some clippers actually have a right-handed thumb groove in the clipper, so for ergonomics. But there's no ergonomically correct left-handed clipper because there's just not that many. But no, one thing this year in particular with the barbershop, what we'd like to do is we're reaching out more, getting involved more in charitable events, getting involved in, we call it Haircuts for Hope. We work with the Wiseman Center, but we're looking to get Choices for Youth on board, maybe a couple of other organizations, and maybe even teach some young people how to cut hair and how to get into the barbering industry, and really try to push that forward this year. I can't say I was always passionate about barbering, but now I am. Like, it's something I've grown a passion for over the past 4 or 5 years. It's something that you'll never be, we'll say, the best barber or the best, in the world. And that's the whole point. I think the point is to just get up and go do it every day. Try to do better than you did yesterday. And, hey, that's it. And do the best job you can. Make people happy and handsome and keep them laughing.